What would you do if the person you built your entire world with turned out to be a complete stranger? My moment of truth arrived not with a bang, but with a quiet, sickening glow from my wife's phone screen at 2 in the morning. I saw a preview of the text message. It wasn't just a name. It was a single, devastating word. Again. I watched her for a moment, her face so peaceful, so innocent in the dim light. The woman I loved was living a life I knew nothing about. Oh. My world wasn't just cracking. It was about to shatter into a million pieces. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. Her name was Clara. For 10 years, she was the sun my universe orbited around. We met in college, fell in love over late-night study sessions and cheap coffee, and built a life together here in Chicago. I worked in finance. She was a rising star in a downtown marketing firm. We had the perfect life, or so I thought. The kind of life you see in magazines, a beautiful condo overlooking Lincoln Park. Reservations at the best restaurants, weekends spent laughing with friends. The strange behavior started subtly. She began working late, blaming demanding projects. Phone calls became hushed whispers. Her back turned to me as she walked into another room. When I'd ask who it was, she'd wave it off. Just work, she'd say, a little too quickly. Then came the new clothes, the expensive lingerie she never wore for me, the sudden interest in the gym. I tried to convince myself it was for her, for us, a mid-30s reinvention. But a cold knot of dread was tightening in my gut. Her touch, once warm and loving, was now brief and obligatory. The laughter died. She started picking fights, twisting my words, making me feel like I was the problem. "You're so needy," she'd sneer. "Can't a woman have her own life? You're suffocating me?" She was a master manipulator, painting me as a paranoid, controlling husband while she played the victim. She and her lover, whoever he was, must have felt untouchable. They were smarter, better, living in a secret world where I was just a clueless obstacle. The breaking point came on a rainy Tuesday. I came home early, wanting to surprise her. I found her in the living room, on the phone, her voice dripping with a kind of breathless excitement I hadn't heard in years. "I know, I miss you too," she whispered. "I can't wait to see you." She hung up, turned, and saw me standing in the doorway. The color drained from her face. For a split second, I saw raw panic. Then the mask snapped back into place. "It was my sister," she lied, her eyes like chips of ice. My sister, my own sister Sarah, lived in Miami. They barely spoke. The lie was so blatant, so insulting. It was like a physical blow. That night I locked myself in the guest room, and I didn't cry. I just sat in the dark, the city noise a dull roar below, and felt something inside me break. The love was gone, replaced by a cold, quiet rage. My grief turned into strategy. The broken man was gone. In his place was a methodical architect of ruin. I became a ghost in my own home. I put a voice-activated recorder in her car. I installed tracking software on her phone. Wasn't just looking for proof. I was mapping out her secret life. The recorder captured everything. Their clandestine meetings in the parking garage of the Newberry Plaza. Their cheap talk. Their laughter at my expense. His name was Mark. A smug, arrogant sales director from her company. He was married, too. They'd joke about how clueless their spouses were. Every recorded word was a nail in her coffin. I learned he was married to a woman named Jennifer. With a little digging online, a knot formed in my stomach. I knew that name. I pulled up my sister Sarah's social media. There, in a photo from a recent charity event in Miami, was Sarah, arm in arm with her new husband of 6 months. And next to them, beaming at the camera, was her husband's sister, Jennifer. And standing beside Jennifer, his arm possessively around her waist, was Mark. My wife's lover was married to my sister's new sister-in-law. The world suddenly felt incredibly small and incredibly cruel. Clara had no idea. She didn't know her secret life was about to collide with my family in the most catastrophic way possible. The trap was set. It was a work of art, layered with legal and social demolition. Clara's company was about to have its annual awards gala at the Four Seasons Hotel Chicago. Her biggest night of the year. Mark would be there. His wife Jennifer was flying in for it. I did it myself, right in our pristine white kitchen, as she was making her morning smoothie. I placed the thick envelope on the marble countertop. "What's this?" she asked, annoyed. "Kate." "And that you are a liar and a cheat." She laughed, a condescending, ugly sound. "You have no proof," she spat. "You have nothing." I just smiled. "I have everything, Clara. Every text, every phone call, every hotel receipt. I ain't even know his name. Mark, and I know all about his wife, Jennifer. I believe you're all going to the gala on Saturday. So is my sister." The color vanished from her face. For the first time, she looked truly terrified. The night of the gala was like a scene from a movie. I didn't go. I was at a quiet bar down the street, picturing it all. Clara arriving in a stunning gown, trying to pretend her world wasn't crumbling. Mark, slick and confident. Then Jennifer arriving, followed by my sister Sarah and her husband. The polite introductions, the forced smiles. According to my sister, who I'd had to painfully inform beforehand, the moment of detonation was exquisite. Sarah, playing her part perfectly, walked up to Jennifer and Clara. "Jennifer, I don't think you've properly met Clara, a colleague of Mark's," she said, her voice sweet as poison. "Clara, this is Mark's wife." The room went silent around them. Clara's face was a mask of horror. Mark froze, looking like a cornered animal. Jennifer, bless her heart, was confused for a moment, then looked from Mark's ashen face to Clara's, and then she knew. The public exposure was immediate and brutal. Their CEO was feet away. The argument that erupted was not quiet. It was a spectacle of screaming and accusations. Mark and Clara were fired the following Monday. Their affair, their lies, were the talk of the entire industry. All the arrogance was gone, replaced by a hollow shell. She didn't yell, she didn't cry. She just stared at me. "You destroyed me," she whispered. I looked back at her, feeling nothing. No pity, no love, no hate, just empty. "No, Clara," I said quietly. "You just finally saw the mess you made." The divorce was swift and merciless. Thanks to the ironclad proof and the morality clause in our prenuptial agreement, she got nothing. She lost her job, her reputation, her husband, and she was exposed as a homewrecker within my own extended family. She left Chicago with a few suitcases and disappeared. Sometimes, late at night, I look out over the city lights from the same bedroom window, and I think about her. I wonder if she ever understood that the person she betrayed wasn't just her husband, but the man who would have forgiven her for anything but this. The city is just as beautiful, but the view is colder now. The end.